Hey y'all, welcome back. I'm like stumped because I don't know what deck I want to use, so I'll just grab one. Welcome back, y'all. If you are new or just passed through my channel, welcome. My name is Tam. I'm also known as the Enlightened Auntie, and if you're returning, welcome back, squad. I'm here today to do another general collective reading. We're not sign specific here, we're also gender fluid. I may say you when I'm talking to them. I may say them, I'm talking to you. Put yourself in the story wherever you fit. Leave the rest behind. If you'd like to book a personal more aligned with your own story, all of my information is below in the description box, and I invite you to join me for a session. My books are always open. I initially started a reading. I actually stopped the recording and decided to grab like a different deck because I just finished doing a client read, and I swear I was pulling out the same damn reading. It's probably collective energy, but I'm just gonna start the whole process over again with an actual tarot deck instead of an oracle deck. We'll just start off with tarot and see where it goes. I'm trying to smash in another video. I might have time to do one more. I won't be on tomorrow, and I probably won't have any time on Saturday, so I'm trying to, give you what I can while I can, because I have a braid appointment that's going to be all day, and then Saturday I got 2 back-to-back things going on, so I'm going to be really busy. So hopefully I'll have some time on Sunday, some downtime. Alright, so let's tap in, see what Spirit wants to talk about now. Oh. This looks like somebody coming up with an idea. A plan, something that you've been working at. You've either already been working at it. This is one of those create from dust type of situations. This feels like you're working at something, and it does have the capacity to like grow. You've been working at it for a while. So this is like maybe the fruits of your labor are starting to materialize. You could be a business owner. You could be an entrepreneur. You don't have to be. You may have attempted. This feels very entrepreneurial, though. I'm not even going to lie. This may be something... Literally don't like this. This may have been something that you tried to execute before, but it wasn't successful. So it wasn't successful because there were other factors in play, not having anything to do with what you've done or didn't do. If you attempted to do something and it did not go well or did not go as planned, it appears that you had somebody in the background that you may not be aware of doing something in order to prevent you from actually becoming the force that you were meant to be. Okay. What's in the environment? It's giving entrepreneurial vibes. It is. It's giving me entrepreneurial vibes. But there's an energy here. Okay. I could be talking to somebody who, okay, I said in the past, you took initiative to do something and it didn't quite go the way that you had intended. But I want to say part of the reason why is because, like I said, there were outside forces that didn't have anything to do with you that may have prevented you from really like launching the way you wanted to. And currently I feel like you're very torn. I don't know. I just get a really, I don't know, it's a really weird energy. Because it feels like whatever this thing is, it has a lot of promise. It really does. It has a lot of promise. I think you might be overthinking it a little bit. And I think you're worried about, like, I just feel like there's there's a sense of stagnation is loud out here. Really big. There's a sense of stagnation here. And it is wrapped around, and I hear myself talking to myself. I think some of the stagnation is there is a lot of mind work, but it's tied to the emotional aspect of what did not work the last time. And again, I'm telling you, the reason why it didn't work, it didn't have anything to do with you. You do have somebody who's in your energy that's been trying to prevent you from catapulting. And it's what's interesting is I do feel like you have people around you that are supporting you emotionally so that you can tackle the endeavor. I think it is you that is preventing yourself from moving forward because there's a lot of mental play. It's a lot of mental, it's kind of, you're like, I see a few things. I think part of your problem is that, and even though like I said, you have the support system. You do have a support system. Part of you is wondering, because you might have a lot of stuff going on. Part of you is concerned that you may have, I'm laughing because I know for myself, like, I have a Gemini stellium, and so I have like at least 100 open tabs in my brain. You know, it's like kind of like when you go on the internet on your phone, and you end up with like a gang of tabs open. It's the same. This is like going on in your brain. You have like a gang of tabs open in your brain, and you're trying to figure out, how do I maintain what I'm doing already and accomplish this other thing, whatever this is. I'm telling you, it has the capacity to do really big things. I just feel like a lot of this it's just you, honestly. Okay. Because I personally don't feel like you should have to, I don't think that there's anything for you to sacrifice in order for you to accomplish the thing. I do believe that whatever you have, like, you may have some stuff. I mean, maybe this is just me being overly ambitious. I think you can do it all. Because like I said, you have a support system here. So if you have a support system, I want you to lean on the support system. Don't think that you have to, maybe that's what this is. Maybe you think you have to yes, I hear the message. I'm like, I hear the message coming out of my mouth, meant for me as well. I hear it because I am part of the collective. Because I'm looking at the cards and I'm like, but girl, you can do this. I literally think you could do it because you have support. And it's not to say that you didn't have support before, but you have support. I think maybe part of your problem is you don't know how to like lean into the support, especially if you're used to, like, I think for a period of time, like, we've had to learn how to be self-reliant because the people that we would have normally leaned on haven't been of any support. So I get that. I get it. But I do feel like this is in the environment. You have support. So you don't have to feel like I gotta juggle and pick and choose what I can do. So like, because you're in this energy of not doing. You feel like you have to choose, and you don't. You could literally do it all, have it all. Okay. Okay. And even these cards down here kind of mirror, like, this is the background, this is not the foreground, but this is the environment, and this is what's happening, like, in the background. So this even could be like subconscious, right? Okay. I have energy out here. I feel like you're, whoever you are, I'm talking to you, I'm talking to me. This kind of feels like you're kind of hell bent on doing it on your own. Now, the reason why I'm chuckling is because the reason why I'm chuckling is because I have something in the works, but I am learning how to lean on my support system. And it is very difficult. But I love my squad because I can feel their excitement and their love and their support of what I'm trying to accomplish. And even though there is an aspect, there are going to be aspects of this, whatever this is that you're working on, there will be aspects that, yes, you will have to take complete and total control of them, where they are, it's yours. Like, that aspect is yours, right? But I need you to move. I need you to, like, because part of this is tied up. It's tied to the last time you tried to do something. So I need you to understand that the conditions of what was taking place back then, those conditions do not exist now. So do not allow that way of thinking to prevent you from making moves or taking, because I kind of feel like when you initiated the first time, you went in with all this confidence, right? But again, like I said, I do feel like there were outside influences that may have caused, and it kind of does feel like I have a little bit of like doubt here. So you may have, muddied your own waters with that kind of thinking. And I also feel like too, like, the reason why this support, because this right here for me feels like the support system of the people who actually, like, these people really fuck with you, right? And I don't want you to be in a position, because I feel like whatever the last time when you tried to do this, I feel like it because it didn't quite go how you thought it was going to go, it maybe, I don't know. I mean, I don't even really have that here, but it feels like it. It feels like it knocked your confidence just a little bit. Not a lot, but enough to give you pause before launching into something else, right? And the reason why it's so important to lean into this network of people that you have around you is because you don't have all the answers. You're willing to learn, which I like. You're willing to learn. You're open to it, which I really like. You're open to it. You're open to learning about the things, because the support system that you have here, I get it. You want to work alone. You work alone, or you have been working alone. I get it. I get it. I get it. But you have some people around you, close proximity, because this is in the environment. You have some people that are in close proximity to you that have either the skills or the know-how. They have nuggets of information, not just in that, like the support, yes, the emotional component, yes, we like that. But these folks know some shit that maybe you don't know, or they have access to things that you don't have access to. This is the reason why you can't do all of this by yourself. I like the fact that you're willing to learn. You're good by yourself and you've been fine by yourself. I get it. As somebody who works alone, who runs my business, I run my businesses the way I want to run them. I don't like to have to rely on anybody to do anything for me, just because I know how unreliable folks can get. But I think because I don't know, this feels very much like, this feels more like I need to be encouraging you to lean into this system. Lean into this group of people. And it may not even be a group of people in the same like community or whatever. You have people that are near you that could help you execute whatever this is. But there's so much stagnation. There's so much stagnation on this board. There's a lot of stagnation out here. And somebody out here is a little bit... Okay. I am talking to somebody who has an entrepreneurial spirit. There is somebody, and this ain't for everybody, but somebody here is a little bit concerned. This feels like somebody who is afraid. I don't want to say like afraid. It's like quite the opposite of the fear of failure. This feels very much like the fear of success. Like, what if? Because I've done a lot of work in working with clients where I'm having to like shift their brain waves from, the doom and gloom, and instead of hyper focusing on the things that could go wrong, which is largely what has been done over here. It's like, this feels like a lot of thinking about what could go wrong. It didn't work out the last time, so maybe it won't work out this time. And then I'm trying to do all this by myself. But now, because you're kind of worried about a repeat performance, you're not actually executing. You're not actually taking action. I'm talking to somebody who has spent a lot of time thinking about whatever this is. You got a money-making idea. You got a money-making idea. I definitely see somebody either doing some research or you're looking. There's something here. And whatever this work is, there is a lot of work that you're doing on your own by yourself in your own time, which is appropriate because you should know all the ins and outs of whatever this is you're trying to pursue. The problem that I'm seeing is just, and don't get locked in on just the research aspect of it. You have to actually initiate some steps. I'm like, yes, okay. Like, I took the steps. I reached out to people. Well, I reached out to one person. I reached out to one person. I got one person on lock. I haven't reached out to the others yet, but I got one person. That's all I needed right now. And that person right now is my hype squad. All right. Oh my God. Yeah, just like what I said. You're worried about it just not working out. You're worried about... I said it before the cards even came out. I'm like, you're worried about failure and that it just doesn't work out the way that you want it to, so it's preventing you from taking action. Because subconsciously it's in the back of your mind. Okay, I get that. Oh my God. Spirit's like, stop thinking about that. Because it's literally, this feels like imposter syndrome. That's what you need to release. You so worried about it just being so disappointing. You are so worried about this not being executed properly, and you're not going to be happy, and it's going to be a failure. It's like you're worried about trying it again. You're worried about trying it again and then it failing, whatever it is. And that's not actually true. It's not actually true. I hope this finds the right people. And I meditate before I go on camera, that I pray that people who need to find the message come directly to the video, or the video finds the people that need the message the most. I hope this finds you. You have an idea on your hand. I got chills. You have an idea. Damn. I got chills, but they're like all the way up to my top of my head started tingling. You have an idea. A good money making idea. You got a good money making idea. But you're afraid to execute because you're afraid of the disappointment of what happened the last time you tried it. And I'm telling you, the conditions back then are not the conditions that exist now. You do not need to do it alone. You do have a support system. You need to lean on your support system. You do have support around you. Wow. And part of the lesson is like literally releasing. Okay, because it does have a lot. I see it a lot. I see where this is going. This is tied. Okay. I know that in all of the collective readings, what we've been talking about for a really long time has been about people putting roadblocks and trying to slow you down and stop you and ruin your reputation and all that, right? The conditions, I'm telling you, the last time you tried to execute this, you had people that were actively going against you so that you wouldn't be able to actualize whatever this is you're trying to do. Okay? By you not moving forward with this idea, you are essentially letting them win. Okay? I know how much you want this. I'm just looking at the promise of it. I'm like, damn, this looks like such good. This is like all the good things. But because you're so worried about doing and then, doing it and then it becoming a disappointment and not working out the way that you want it to, you're not actively taking the action. And if you were to take the action, you are absolutely guaranteed, like, the opportunities that you're looking for. It's literally here, but you have to put to rest this energy of disappointment of what you already experienced. I tried it, it didn't work, and so because it didn't work last time, it's probably not going to work this time. Like, you got to get that part out of your head, because you have an idea. I'm telling you, like, all the hairs on the back of my neck are standing up. You have an idea here that has a capacity to bring you some long-term stability. But you got to move past the fear of failure. You have to move past the fear of, I don't want to do it. I'm going to try to do it again and it's just going to turn out like it did last time. Because that's not what I see here. And I see the one thing that is keeping you from actualizing the success is the fact that you still have that little thing locked in your head telling you it's probably going to turn out the exact same way it did last time. And I'm telling you it's not. Because those conditions do not exist anymore. The thing that prevented you from launching the first time, that doesn't exist anymore. That doesn't exist anymore. So I want you to like really, I need you to contemplate what your 10 of Cups looks like, and what do you need to do. Include this thing, because this, I do believe this is part of your 10 of Cups. What do you need to do to start actualizing it in real time in your life? What steps do you need to take? Because I feel like you're kind of locking yourself in the wishing, hoping, and praying phase. Because I'm telling you, you're going to kick yourself. You're going to kick yourself. And you're going to be really unhappy if you allow the opportunity to just pass you by. And then you'd have to like wait for a whole nother cycle. You know, you get these. And this doesn't mean that the opportunity won't come back around, but you have to wait. You know what I mean? It's like things are cyclical in nature. You know, astrology, time, everything is cyclical. It goes around. So, you know, yeah, we're coming around with an opportunity here, and like you have a window of time when to jump on it. Don't let that window close and pass you by while you're sitting there going hem and ha, You know, I'm telling you, if you could learn to get out your own damn way, if you could learn to get out your own way. Now I know thing, and I think I said in the last reading, I things usually happen to me like a few weeks before they start happening to the collective. And I will tell you, I stayed locked in the, I stayed locked. I had an idea in my head, and I've been thinking about this shit since like 2018, 2019. And I haven't talked about it. I don't talk about it. I literally don't. I've never, I think I mentioned it to one person years ago, and that person ran off with the idea and did their own thing. And they did it I saw how they executed, and it wasn't what I wanted, but I saw what they did. Whatever. And I have been reluctant to revisit it. It's been on my mind. I've been thinking about it, and I'm like, okay, I probably can't do it by myself. Who do I need to get on board with me? But first I had to kind of identify what my needs were. So for you need to identify what the needs are. What do you need, and who in your camp can facilitate those needs? Like who do you have around you that has know-how or skill in the area that you have a need? And figure out what you can do together and make it equitable for both parties, right? Because that makes it fair. I'm telling you, you have something here that could make you very, very comfortable, very happy. But the thing you got to let go of is the disappointment of how it did not work out in the past. And for me, it was taking a huge leap of faith to even reach out to somebody, because I was like, damn, I've been burned before by sharing, you know, what my plans were with people that just wanted to steal the idea and go try to do it themselves. And even though the person, they executed and they did it and they made their money, it wasn't really how they did it wasn't what I envisioned for myself, for what I want. So for me, I'm like, I'm not really tripping off of that, but it definitely gave me pause and made me really hold back and not want to pursue it anymore, because I was afraid of, what if I tell somebody, you know, and I'm telling them because I'm thinking I want to bring them, you know, in, but what if they take my idea and they like run off with it? Not like, I had to kind of get out of that space. And I'm telling you, if you can get out of that space, you can absolutely make this thing happen. Okay? Gotta have a little patience, but there is a window of time that you're dealing with. Do not let that time pass you by. Okay? Because if you do, you're gonna regret it. You're gonna regret it so bad. There are going to be some people that you're not going to be able to work with. And you gotta know, this is definitely one of those know when to hold them, know when to fold them, know when to walk away, know when to run. There will be some situations that you're gonna have to make a, like, you can't take everybody with you. You can't take everybody with you, and you absolutely cannot. I would not share this information. Honestly, I would not share this information with anybody connected to your past. Would not share this with anybody connected to your past, because I think these are the same people that are involved in trying to put a kibosh on whatever it was you were trying to do the first time. I also feel like okay, so here, this is tea here, because I feel like I said, there's a lot of mind, like, there's this thing going on in your head, and I feel like I definitely feel like you're overthinking something. You spend too much time thinking about it. And I think the fact that I think the more time you spend thinking about it, like ruminating, like, it's one thing to like think about it, but then you are ruminating. I'm talking to somebody who is ruminating to the degree of I can't make up my mind, because now I'm hyper focused on it, right? And what it's doing is it's causing you more burden. Now, for those of you who do have a lot going on, well, when the cards are loud for me, it's funny. Because I'm like, oh, I can hear it now. I already know what it is. Now that I'm seeing it, I'm like, I already know what this is. Okay. For those of you who do have already a whole bunch of things on your plate, there will be some things you need to remove before you take anything else on. Okay? And I want to say, if you got something on I already know what this is for myself. If you got something on your plate that you're not even, because I usually do I say this whenever the 10 of Wands comes out. There's usually a 60-40 rule for me. About 40% of what is on your plate isn't yours. And so you trying to, maintain everything and keep everything, juggling and trying to keep everything afloat. Some of the things, there's something that you are currently responsible for that you're not very fond of that could stand to go. I don't know what that is for you. Only you know that. But you got something here, because I feel like it's asking you to trade. And I think maybe that's where this mind thing is, because I think deep down you know it. There's something okay, that's what this is here. There's something, I was trying to figure out where there's a choice. There is a choice here, but this is a different kind of choice. I think at one point, I think this is something that you've done that, you don't have a problem with it. But I think the thing that you want to focus on, you have more love for that than you do the thing that you need to get rid of. Does that make sense? You may have something on your plate that you're not feeling it anymore. You're not feeling it anymore. And I think that's part of the advice. It's like, what that thing is that you need to put down, because it's just one more thing. And I think part of the reason why you're worried, okay, now if we're talking financial component, it may be because it's kind of, and it's funny because I don't have pentacles out here, but I'm like, I know in my case, part of the reason why, because I feel like if I drop this one thing, there is a loss of revenue for me on one end. But that's just a small piece, you know what I mean? What this idea is that you got cooking will absolutely make up for the little loss that you take here. Okay? Just like I said, I ain't gonna tell you what to do. I'm not going to tell you what to do, but I will advise you that the biggest hang up that I see out here is that you are worried that if you try to execute this thing again, or if you try, even if it ain't the same thing, and say it's just maybe it's a new idea, but you're a little bit worried because the last time you had a bright idea, the shit didn't quite go. You went in with confidence and it didn't quite go how you thought it would. And I'm telling you, it's because the conditions that existed back then, what was happening in the background back then, is not happening now. Well, when you look at that, this is your brainchild. And I get it. And I will tell you this too. I understand your need for protection. Like you're trying to, because it feels very much like I'm trying to protect this, like this is my baby and I'm trying to protect it. So you're perfectly willing. That's why it's important, like since you're in this energy now, it's important that you make yourself aware that there is something you have to cut out in order to put this on the plate, because it's not on your plate right now, but it can be. You got to eliminate something. Yeah, I'm telling you, you are afraid to execute because you worried. So there's like this, the fear of the unknown. But look, you took it on the last time, whatever the last thing was that you decided to, initiate. You did. Didn't I say this in the last reading? I was like something about doing something scared. Sometimes you got to do shit scared. And I do feel like you have somebody here. I feel like you do have somebody that's in your corner that's absolutely telling you, like, hey, maybe that's me telling you. Maybe that's the person in your corner saying, hey, like, you don't have to be afraid. Yeah, you don't have to be afraid. And I want you to stop being in a mindset of expecting something bad to happen. Because remember, where your mind goes, your energy flows. Like you are literally preventing yourself from moving forward because you are so worried about some past shit playing out again in the future. And you know what? Honestly, I've been feeling very optimistic ever since I reached out to my first person. I haven't talked to the other people, but I have them in my mind. Like, I know who I need to talk to. I know the direction that I need to go in. Once you get past, like, I want to say, like, you got to get past the first hurdle. And the first hurdle is your brain. Yes. I think you're worried about... Oh. Listen, you're just delaying the inevitable. You're worried about jumping the gun and making the wrong choices. And you haven't... I also kind of feel like you're not fully committed to this thing because you're worried that it's going to fail. This feels like an internal battle. Like you're struggling. This feels like a mental struggle. Like you're struggling with, like, there's a couple of different things happening right now, and it feels kind of like a struggle, because it's your mind, your emotions are tied to it. You have a lot already going on. So maybe you're trying to process this, like, quietly and on your own. So on one hand, you're not fully committed. I feel like, I don't know, it's like you're worried about making the wrong moves, but if you take your time, see, that's the thing. You're having a hard time with the idea of working with other people. I'm talking to somebody who you haven't quite gotten to where I am right now, but you're gonna get there soon. I'm talking to somebody who's having a hard time with the idea and concept of working with other people. And I'm telling you, you don't have the skill and know-how for all the things that you need in order to accomplish whatever this is. There are other people and they are around you. But I think, again, like I said, you're so afraid that if you engage with other people or if you bring them in, that they'll steal your idea. Like, there's a whole bunch of things going on, like, in your head. You're like, I'm worried that maybe I tell the wrong person, they steal my shit, and then I can't actually execute, or they bring an ending to what I'm trying to do. I would rather just, try to figure this shit out on my own. Because maybe when you did work with people in the past, like, it just did not work out. But here it's like you need to learn how to work with other people. Because I really feel like you got some people that are close to you or around you that are not here to gatekeep. You know what I'm saying? You literally have people here who, I want to say, these are even people who would want to help you. They want to help you. Oh my God, but you are so... Baby, you are so... Whoever I'm talking to right now is so locked in on this doom and gloom weird shit. Like, just not taking action, afraid. I don't know. I think you're oddly worried about things that are not that it couldn't happen, but you might inadvertently be manifesting that shit for yourself because you're thinking about it. I need you to stop doing that. Because you're so worried about things turning out bad that you're not executing. You're not doing anything. You just have this weird expectation that you're going to be disappointed, and so you just don't do, and so you're just not doing anything. And I'm telling you, with these people by your side, you do have people. My only cautionary thing is that, like, yes, whatever it is that you're doing, keep it to yourself. The cautionary thing for me here is, don't try to rush. Take baby steps, baby. Take some baby steps. Like, no, you ain't got all day. You ain't got the next 5 years to try to figure it out. Like, the window, like I said, you got a window of time. You need to, like, capitalize on it now. But I'm telling you that with these people, you have somebody who actually wants to help you, and that you will, combined, working together, y'all, it's like you are a master manifester, but the people that you are bringing in with you are also master manifestors. You know what I'm saying? So when you put them all together, you see what I'm saying? But you got to be willing to work, literally, you got to be willing to work with other people. And I know some of y'all ain't really trying to hear that. Especially people who are like lone wolves. I understand. As somebody who's been a lone wolf since 2018, I've worked for myself. I worked for a studio. Actually, in 2018, I did like experiment, and then I worked for a studio for a year. And I like the experience because it legitimized me as an art instructor, because I was working for somebody else doing that, being an art instructor. But you've got people around you who are also master manifestors. They may have the key components of the things that you do not know that you're open to learn. But I need you to get out of your head about the doom and gloom. Stop thinking about, it not working out and it being bad and because that is going to pause. It's definitely putting like a hard pause and brakes on, forward momentum, because you're worried that it's going to fail. I think you're also, I was like, are you afraid of success? I think you're also afraid of choosing, because there is, like I said, there is something you have to let go of. There's something you need to put down. I think you're also a little afraid of making that decision as well. Okay. Now the blockage, like I said, the blockage that may, I think you're worried, and I think this is a mental thing. It is about the fact that, you tried to previously execute. It didn't quite go the way that you thought it would. And, you ended up disappointed. So here it's similar energy where you're kind of worried about the same thing existing. But that's not grounded in reality. That's not grounded in reality. These cards are loud. So what you need to release is I said there was something that you are doing. There's some component of whatever you're doing now. You don't like it. Like, you don't like it. You're not loyal to it. You don't like it. You don't want to do it anymore. Put it down so that you can make room to do this thing that you are wanting to do. The lesson. You miss every shot you don't take. You miss every shot you don't take. What you think about is what you manifest for yourself. So if you are constantly focused on it not working out and sadness and disappointment and this ain't what I wanted and blah, 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 you're going to just manifest that for yourself. And I feel like the lesson here is you miss every shot you don't take. Take the shot. Okay? Take the shot. Okay, let's go this way. Yeah, okay. So if there's some aspect, like I said, there is something here. This is funny. There is something, because you have to make a decision. And the decision that you make has to be based on how you feel, but like how you really feel. Like what I'm telling, this is the reason why it's so important to understand what your 10 of Cups is, what it looks like, what that experience might feel like, what you need to have in place in order to feel like you got the 10 of Cups in your life. Because there is absolutely something that you need to stop doing. Because there's an element of your life right now that feels a little mundane. And that's probably this thing that you need to stop doing. Whatever that, I don't know what that is for you, but there's something that you're doing now that you're not currently all that enthusiastic about. You as a matter of fact, I don't think you even like it. And I think the fact that you hold on to it and the disappointment and unhappiness of being connected to it, that also is creating this weird stagnant ass energy around you. So you have to decide, and I want to say decide now. You need to decide what you need in your life in order to make you happy, and reject anything that's in your life that doesn't align with that happiness. Like, block that out. Stop doing it. Yeah. Yeah. Woo. Now, you may have a little bit of competition out there for whatever this is that you, whatever this idea is that you do, but they are not like you. They are not you. Okay? So a little competition is never, a little healthy competition is never bad. Okay? Just remember that not everybody does what you do the way you do it. I'm telling you, these cards just keep screaming. The biggest thing is, like, you have to stop being afraid. Like, you have the gift, you have the power. And I say that when I see the Magician out here, but especially when it's in the upright, because that tells me you have everything that you need. You just need to move past your fear of the unknown, that fear of being let down and disappointed, and stop stagnating yourself. You just burdening yourself way more than you need to be. There is absolutely something you need to stop doing. I need you to get out of your head about it and just stop doing it. Like, I don't know what it is for you. I think another element has something to do. I said it has something to do with money, and I hadn't had the card. Well, I know that was what it was for me, because if I put this one thing down, it does. Not a lot. It doesn't impact it does impact the overall bottom line, the revenue, but not a lot. And that's part of this. It's like removing that part of your brain that makes you feel like, well, I'm missing out on something, or I'm losing out on money. You're not losing out, because you're going to make up for that with whatever this thing is that you're doing. And it would be foolish of you not to lean on your partnerships. Like I'm saying, your partnerships, your people. You got some people in your network. You got some people in your network that you need to be networking with. Okay? I'm telling you, the cards just keep repeating themselves. It's like you just scared of you're scared of executing. You're scared of executing when your intuition is basically screaming at you, telling you to just initiate. You gotta stop being afraid of working with other people. You do not have to be a lone wolf. You have support out here. You got support. There is support. You just have to be strategic in the actions. You got to be strategic in the people, in the people that you invite into the fold. You got to use your noggin for that. So, like, before you start recruiting people to work with you, you got to vet these people. They can't be. It's got to be people that you know how they get down. Which is why I love what I do, because I meet all kinds of people from all walks of life. And I always ask people, like, especially with my live sessions, I always wonder, like, what do you do for a living? Because I like pairing up people. Like, if I know you have a skill that this person needs, I'm going to connect y'all. Because I'm not a gatekeeper. You know what I'm saying? I don't gatekeep. There's enough for all of us. What I say? I said you're worried about success. You're afraid of it. You're worried about success and you're afraid of whatever happened the last time. You're afraid of that shit happening again. And you obsess over that shit. You gotta stop doing that. It's like you scared of a boogeyman that don't exist right now. What I say, I was like, this is the thing you need to release. You need to be honest with yourself about the fact that you don't actually have the skill and the know-how for all the things that you need to accomplish this thing, whatever this is. You need to stop being afraid of working because I feel it like that all these cards are the same cards right here. You are so worried about somebody stealing your shit or stealing your idea when you do have people that are here that will support you emotionally and all of that for what you need. You can't do this by yourself, and you got to get out of your head and thinking that you can. You cannot accomplish this by yourself. I kind of feel like part of this lesson is you stepping into this, like, get out of your head, because there's a lot of like this rumination shit going back and forth, and where you know, it's like, okay, thank you, Spirit. This is about you getting out of your head and locking into whatever this is so that you're not going back and forth. Like, you're trying to prioritize, you know, the dream of whatever the goal is, and then running the show and being the boss. And you can do that, but you can do that with the assistance of other people. Okay. And that's crazy, because just like I said with with this other deck, just like I said with the bottom of when I went to the bottom of this deck, or no, that came out here. If we're talking about working with people from our past, you don't want to do that. Okay? You don't want to do that. Do not want to do that. So you have to make a decision. You have to make a decision to reject, because I'm telling you, if anybody gets wind of what this is that you're doing, I need you to work with new people. Maybe that's what it is. That's the message. I need you to work with new people. New people. Because this is like, you can't deal with people from your past. You can't deal with people from your past. I don't know why, and I'm not going to dig too far deep into that. But this situation, what you're working on, or what you're doing, or what you're trying to do, you need new people. Whatever that means for you. All right. I'm going to go because I got to go pick up my kid. She had an after school thing this evening, and I figured I'd do some work while she was gone, and I need to go get my kid. I gotta go pick her up. So I'm going to leave it here. I'm not going to pull any more cards. If any parts of this reading resonated for you, gave you clarity or confirmation over your own story, give the video a thumbs up so we can circulate into the algorithm. Like, every now and then, I'll get a work-related video. They don't come out very often, but this is definitely work or business related, and what is preventing you from executing is your doom and gloom thoughts of what happened in the past. And I'm telling you, just don't focus on what happened in the past. Keep focusing on the now. Lean into your support system, but do not bring anybody on board that you dealt with in the past, because that person or people will definitely throw a monkey wrench in your shit. Okay? If you deal with them, it will not grow. Because I feel like it's this energy. I don't know who these people are, but the energy of the past Like I said, part of the reason why you weren't able to actualize or accomplish the goals that you may have had for yourself early on is because there were people in the background on some fuck shit. And I'm telling you, those conditions are not in there. They don't exist right now. Not the way that they did back then. So get your little group together. Start making moves, okay? I love you guys. Till next time. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.